going on, everyone? It's John back again, and this is my prediction for the Premier League season and where teams are going to finish. So in other words, it's a Premier League prediction video. I know I did do one with Michael. I think I put Everton 11th or 12th in that one. Things have changed since that video. We've had quality come into the club. There may be one or two more coming in, so I have put them in my standings considerably higher up. To be fair, Michael is going to do one of these as well. So listen, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to talk 30 seconds about each team as I go through them. So to win the league next season, I have the mighty Man City. I just think they lost the league last year because they didn't strengthen in defence. I thought going forward, they played the best football. They always score goals. Before I made this video, it looks like they've agreed a deal now for Koulibaly, so he'll be coming in. They've also signed Nathan Ake. So for me, Man City will be a completely different team next season, and I think Man City will win it. So I'm putting them at the top of the tier. Second place for me is Chelsea. They brought some class in. If this was 1 year on, I'd say they could possibly win the league. I think with there being that many new players coming in, and Frank Lampard is still getting used to being a manager in the Premier League, I'm dropping them in number 2. But what I will say with Chelsea, they have to have a good season after the money they've spent. Number 3 for me is the Shite. I know they did win it by 17 points last season. It looks like they're skint. Looks like they're American owners are not putting any money into the club because basically the baseball season suffered, and I think that's where Liverpool get a lot of their money from. So I can't see Liverpool signing many players. I know they've brought a left back in, I think it was, or a right back. One of them, I don't see much interest in them, to be fair. But I do think if Liverpool want to buy, they are going to have to sell. Now, maybe that be Georgie Wijnaldum, maybe, Salah, Mane, Firmino, if they want to bring big money in, I don't know. But I'm going to drop Liverpool into number 3 because I think you have to strengthen to build on the season you've had before. If they don't, I don't see them challenging in the up-and-coming season for the top spot. 4th for me is Man United. I said this in Michael's video. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer surprised me. He went there. He had a good interim manager season. Then they give him the deal, a permanent manager, when he was on a poor run, which surprised a lot of people. But he's brought Fernandes in, he brought Van der Beek in. So, listen, I think Man United could possibly start the season how they finished the last one. So I do think they will take that last Champions League spot next season. So I'm dropping them in to 4th. Now, here's the one. I'm putting Everton 5th. Now, as I said before, the video I done with Michael, I put them in 11th or 12th, I think it was. But the quality that's come into Everton dramatically changes the team, the mindset, the setup, the confidence. These players who we have brought in, their quality is going to rub off on other players, and it will make the other players play better. Now, my whole mentality towards Everton has changed with these 3 players that have come in. As I say, dramatically improve the team. Going forward, we're going to scare the shit out of teams. I just hope we can bring a defender in. Now, just before I made this video, I seen something on Twitter. I'm not going to say it's breaking news, but apparently Tomori is travelling to Finch Farm today to have a medical. It is a loan. I don't know if it's going to be a view to buy, but apparently it is going to be a loan. So I'm putting Everton in 5th place. Just below Everton in 6th, I'm going to drop Arsenal. I think they'll have a good season under Arteta. I watched them against the Shite in the Charity Shield, and the football they played reminded me of Arsene Wenger. So I think they are going to play good football. You need to keep their big players, though. I think Aubameyang signed a new contract. Lacazette hasn't moved yet. As Michael said in the last video, it looks like Pepe, we're expecting him to have a better season this season. It looks like he shored the defence up. So I put Arsenal in 6th place. I go Leicester in 7th. I think, Jamie Vardy signing the new contract will give the club a lift. He just fell short last season, of the Champions League spots. Went on a bit of a poor run since the football started again after the season ending. Brendan Rodgers, for me, is a good manager, so I can see them having another half-decent season. So I'm putting Leicester in 7th. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. 8 for me is Tottenham. I don't think they're going to pull up many trees. I think we all know Mourinho falls out with players very quickly, and players fall out with Mourinho very quickly. Haven't really been that active in the transfer market, big money-wise. Daniel Levy doesn't like spending money. I think Spurs are going to be in the same position as what Arsenal were when they moved to their new stadium. I think for maybe 1-2 years, they hold the money back, I think. And then obviously once they've got themselves settled with the money they've had to pay out, then they will start splashing the cash. Whether Mourinho will be there when they start spending money again, I don't expect them to be honest with you. After Tottenham, I drop in Wolves. Wolves had a great season last season, and I think they played about 50 games, 55 games, but Europa League games as well, and they just didn't look tired. And Wolves have got quality all over the pitch, but they need to keep that quality. They need to keep a hold of that quality. Traore hasn't gone yet, which surprised me. I thought he would have moved on to a bigger club, and that's no disrespect to Wolves fans or Wolves as a club, but there's been nothing about him moving. So I do put Wolves in 9th. I just can't see them having a season like they did last season, to be fair. Sheffield United are going 10th for me. Had a fantastic season last season under Chris Wilder. Every player knew his job. Jags has just been given another 12 months on his contract. They play for each other. Listen, Sheffield United haven't got players who stand out and you can go, wow, he's class, he's quality. But as a team, they play as a unit. And as I say, each player knows his job and they just get on with it. Wouldn't even say they grind results out because they can win quite handsomely sometimes, Sheffield United. I don't think they'll have as good a season next season. I think the honeymoon period may be over for them. So I'm going 10th for Sheffield United. 11th, I'm going to drop Southampton in there. Said again on previous videos, after them getting battered, I think it was 9-1. He sort of turns it round. The manager has a good word with his players, obviously, and said to them, look, that's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. He ended up signing a new contract. He went on a great run. Danny Ings was on fire. I'm surprised he hasn't been linked away, but I did see something the other day that they are in talks with Danny Ings to extend his contract, which, to be fair, I agree with. He had a great season last season, Danny Ings. Knows where the goal is, works hard, looks like he's over his injury problem. So for me, Southampton go into 11th. 12th place for me is Burnley. Listen, Burnley are Burnley. Sean Dyche is Sean Dyche. However he does it, he gets results. They're never, again, this is no disrespect to Burnley, they're not going to win nothing. They probably won't get relegated. They are that mid-table team, Burnley, no superstars as such as compared to some of the other teams, but I think they will stay in the Premier League. So for me, Burnley are 12th. This may surprise a few people now. Leeds. Bielsa's a class manager for me. Absolute class manager. I know he got caught out 18 months ago, whatever it was, for spying on the opposition. Whether that stopped, I don't know. If it has, he still managed to get the results, and I think there's some players there who are quite capable of making that step up from the Championship, because it is a big step up and it looks like they're spending wisely. They are linked with a player today, a very well-known player, but I can't think of his name, to be honest with you. But looks like Leeds aren't going to be scared to spend. I can see them cementing their place in the Premier League next season. So for me, Leeds do finish as high as 13th. 14th, Crystal Palace. Looks like Mr. Zaha could be on his way. I don't know where he has been linked with Everton. Whether he does, whether he doesn't, I don't know. It's a bit of a funny one if he does come to Everton. Personally, I'd like him. Send Tosin and Balassi there. Bring him in. I'd take Wilf Zaha. They're not going to get relegated. They're not going to get Europe, So, listen, Crystal Palace are Crystal Palace. They are what they are. So for me, you go 14th. 15th, go Newcastle. Now, I did put them a lot lower in my predictions, but it looks like all of a sudden they're doing good business. I think it's Troy Deeney he took there from Watford. He took another player there the other day. Again, I didn't really have a look at transfer news before I'd done this video, but the players that they are bringing in do improve Newcastle. It looks like the takeover is not going to happen. Obviously, Mike Ashley's put his hand in his pocket now and realised that he has got to to back Steve Bruce. You know, they've got Joe Linton there, they've got St. Maximum, you know, and now they've got the Troy Deeney there. So listen, Newcastle are going to be capable of scoring goals next season. They just need to probably strengthen at the back. If they can strengthen at the back, they'll have a half-decent team. As I say, they won't go down, they won't challenge for nothing. So for me, Newcastle 15th. West Ham, Mr. Moyes. Now, I was going to put West Ham in my bottom three, but then I looked at the teams who probably will go down, in my opinion. So West Ham, for me, go 16th. It just seems the players don't want to play. I don't know what it is with West Ham. They're a funny club. The owners are fucking bellends, aren't they? You know, and they've just sold, I think, Nakanda or someone, whatever his name is, to West Brom. Been at West Ham for quite a while, come through the youth academy, I think. Don't quote me on that, but they have sold him, and there's a lot of uproar. I've been listening to talk shite the last couple of days, and Mark Noble come out with a statement saying, why have we sold? And he was quite critical of the owners in that statement as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to him. He's been there since, I think, since I was born, Mark Noble, to be fair. But I don't know. I think there's worse teams than West Ham. So I'm dropping them 16th. Fulham, for me, finished 17th. Simple fact, they've been linked with a couple of decent players. I think they brought one or two in. But it's the Mitrovic factor for me with Fulham. You know, he's very capable of scoring goals. He scored in the Premier League before, Mitrovic. So I can see them just staying up, Fulham. I don't think they're going to pull any trees up. You know, the manager hasn't been there that long. I think obviously it is his first time managing in the Premier League. So for me, Fulham finished 17th. And now we go on to the bottom three. For me, 18th is Brighton. They just got away with it last season. I don't think they'll be as lucky this season. You know, don't spend a lot of money, Brighton. I think the teams above them they will be looking to finish above are going to strengthen. I think they are better squad-wise, better quality-wise. So for me, I'm dropping Brighton into 18th place. Second from bottom is Aston Villa, and it hurts me to say this because I like Villa as a club, you know, been there many times as a fan. Remind me a bit like Everton, founder members of the Football League. Nice family club, but I just think next season they won't be as lucky. They just stayed up last season by the skin of their teeth. Manager's done a great job. Surprised Jack Grealish hasn't gone yet. Listen, it's a long when I say a long transfer window, the season starts before the transfer window ends. So there's still possibilities that players can leave these clubs. Obviously, having Jack Grealish there probably made them stay up last season. Without Jack Grealish there, they probably go down. I can't see Aston Villa going down next season. And last but not least is West Brom. I think West Brom are going to be one of them teams where they come up and go straight back down. You know, it's happened before to a lot of teams, and teams who come up the Premier League and then go down and then they come back up. They need to stable themselves for at least 2 seasons to give them that confidence, to get used to the Premier League, to settle into the Premier League. Just don't see West Brom doing that. So for me, as I say, bottom of the league for me is West Brom. Right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for listening. Michael will be doing one of these videos as well. I just want to say thanks for the support lately. The channel is absolutely flying. I'm sure Michael will echo my thoughts, what I'm saying here in this video, but the channel's flying, the subs are flying. If you don't already sub to the channel, give us a subscribe and give that notification bell a little press as well to get notified when the video's going out. Been a very busy week. Michael's been doing more than me lately. I've been busy, but it has been a busy week for the channel, and it's only going to get busier with the season starting. So again, thanks folks for your support, and me and Michael will be back soon. Thanks very much for watching.
And there he is, everyone. He's done his predictions video. I just thought I'd chip in at the end there. I've listened to it the whole time. Do you know what, John? Your predictions video, your predictions aren't far off mine. So everyone, when I do mine tomorrow, make sure that you've got to put £1 on each one, ain't you? You've got to put £1 on, and if we make a couple of millionaires out of you, then you've got to give us some money, ain't you? John, that was a good video, that.
Yes, thanks very much.
Yeah,
thanks. You've taught me everything I knew, Michael. Everything I know.
He's embarrassed now, everyone, because he didn't think I was going to chip in here. So anyway, guys, yeah, just do what John said. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Then I'm going now. Ta-ra.
See you, everyone.